Myself Raj. Welcome to Raj Online Trainings. In the series of Spring and Spring Boot full course, in this video we are going to discuss about query by example using JPA repository under Spring Data JPA module. In the previous videos, we have seen how to do pagination using JPA repository and how to do sorting using JPA repository. In this video, we are going to see the example. What is this query by example? Let us understand before we start what is this query by example. Let us understand about JPA repository as a small recap. So what is the main use of JPA repository? It's a predefined interface in Spring Data JPA module. What JPA repository is going to do? JPA repository interface provides methods to perform code operations. JPA repository contains the features of code repository plus pagination plus sorting and query by example. In the last videos already we have discussed how to go with the code repository interface and how to do this pagination using JPA repository and how to do sorting using JPA repository. In this video we are going to see how to go with this query by example. So what is this JPA repository? It contains the features of code repository plus paging and sorting plus query by example. Today, let us see about query by example. So what is this query by example is? Query by example is used to construct select query dynamically based on the given entity object. So based on the given entity object, based on the properties what we set to that object, it's going to construct the query dynamically. And to go with this query by example, we are going to make use of example interface. Example interface is used to construct the select query. Like example, if you go with this employee equal to new employee, and here we are setting the designation for this entity class employee. We are setting the designation as developer. That means I want to display only the results. I want to display only the employees whose designation is developer. And a small spelling mistake here, designation, you can just please ignore this. And here what we are doing, we are creating a reference of employee example, employee example equal to example.off. In example interface, it goes with a static method of, and to that we are passing our employee object. So since we are passing this employee object to this example and we are setting the designation as developer, then it's going to construct a query like select star from employee where designation equal to developer. That query will be constructed for us dynamically. That is the main use of going with query by example. And once we set this example, how to get the list of employee list based on this designation developer, we have to call the method repo.findAll and pass this example object. Now let me show all this practically. Let me open Spring Toolsuite, and already we have created the Spring Data JPA project using Spring Boot, and we have added the dependencies like Spring Data JPA, Lombok and MySQL driver. And in this, we have created this application.properties file where we are going with the database connection, provided the Hibernate or JPA property details. And we have created one entity class employee with the employee ID, employee name, designation and salary. And employee repository. Here we are going with interface employee repository extends JPA repository, and here we are going with the entity class name employee and primary key data type integer. And finally, in the Spring Boot application, this is our entry point for Spring Boot application where we have connected to this employee repository. We have loaded this Spring Data JPA pagination application. We have connected to context and we are calling context.getPin, and we are getting the object of employee repository which is connected to repo. And this list employee is equal to repo.findAll, and we are displaying all the records. So this already we have discussed it in the previous videos. Now, when we run this application, this is going to display all the records present in our employee details table. Now we want to display only the records whose designation is developer. Then how to do that? Let us go with this query by example now. Query by example. How to go with this query by example over here is here create object of employee, employee equal to new employee. This is our entity class. Now what we want to set here, a dot set designation as developer. So now we are pointing to the designation as developer. Now create reference of employee, sorry, example employee, example equal to example dot of and password employee object. Now since this object is pointing to the designation as developer, now it is going to pull out only the records whose designation is developer. How to do this? Go with the list employee list equal to call the method repo.findAll. So you can even go with any find xxx methods also over here. And to this findAll method, we pass our example object. Since this example object is pointing to E and this E is setting the designation as developer. Now get the list of records, employee list dot for each system dot out to colon println. Now see, when we run this application, run as Java application. See, first case it is displaying all the employee records, and after that Hibernate, okay, it's not displaying any records based on designation. So here it's constructing the queries here, employee details where designation equal to given designation, and it's even going with salary. Okay, let me do one thing. Go to this entity class, and here instead of int, instead of primitive, go with the reference integer. So go with the reference integer. So try to, in the entity classes, maximum try to go with the reference types. Now let us run the application again. Right click and say run as Java application. See here, it is displaying all the records initially. Then after that, we are set this designation as what here. See, where condition designation equal to question mark means it's taking only the employee details whose designation is developer. You can see here designation developer, designation developer, designation developer. Now I want to take only the employee whose name is, let me say something like Mary, whose name is Mary and designation is developer. Now how to set that? Go to your code. Here what we have to set? E dot set employee name as Mary. So now what it is going to do? It's going to take only the employee details whose name is Mary and even designation as developer. Now see, when we run this, so initially we are getting all the records. Then after constructing the query, see the query now. So it's taking see where designation equal to question mark, employee name equal to question mark. Then see, it is taking only the employee whose name is Mary, designation is developer. Now I want to take the designation as tester and salary is 50,000. Designation is what? Tester, and even salary is 50,000. Then what we have to do here? Replace this developer with tester and salary is a dot set salary as 50,000. Now see, when we run, it's going to display only the employees whose designation is tester. See here, whose designation is tester and salary is 50,000. right? So this is very, very important, query by example. So just we have to set the respective properties and pass that object to this employee object here. And when you are getting the records, pass this example object to this find method or any find xxx methods. This concept is very important. Please practice. Please subscribe, like and share. Thank you.